Okay. So we're going to start off by introducing ourselves, and then we'll pass over to Clara to introduce you. So I'll go first. So let me just share my screen quickly for the intros, and then we'll be back to you, Doc. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for the Winning Perspective. So today is episode 2, and we'll go to South Africa for this one with Dr. LESEGO and as the both star directors and leaders in the South African market. I'm going to start off by introducing myself. My name is Joyce Olagre. I'm one of your co-hosts for today's event. I'm a trained lawyer, and I also got an MBA from the University of Durham in the UK. I'm a certified project management professional with over 15 years experience in project management and IT programs across different industries. I've worked in investment banking. I'm just going to mute everyone. One sec, please. I've worked in investment banking in the energy sector as well as telecoms, and currently a senior program management consultant with a FTSE 100 company in London. I'm a committed leader in my local church, Liberty Church, and I'm really committed and focused on helping expectant moms and dads. That was my journey for 12 years. I'm passionate about helping people, personal development, leadership, and living a life of purpose and impact. And I'm also a Diamond 7 leader with the Work Platform, and my why for being so passionate and enthusiastic about this business opportunity is threefold, time, freedom and flexibility, multiple streams of income, and making a greater impact in my world, helping more people to achieve financial freedom. That's my why. Over to you, the Shine strategist.
Thank you so much for that, Joyce. My name is Clara Rufai. I'm a corporate lawyer and a compliance professional, and I've got some 30 years of legal work experience under my belt. There's a whole lot of ways in which I express myself besides law, and some of them are that I'm the president and founder of the Shine Zone community. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Shine magazine, creator of the Shine philosophy, and as you can tell, Shine is a word that is very big for me. I'm also the host of the Shine capsules. Those are just some of the things some of the ways in which I express myself. For the purposes of long reach, I'm a Diamond 4 leader within the Wealth platform, partnering with Long Reach Biosciences. And I'm a mom and a mother to 2 boys. Now, the reason why I'm doing this, why I'm even sitting before you here today, is it can be summed up in 3 words, right? Freedom, influence, and empowerment. Basically, I'm interested in financial freedom, time freedom, locational freedom, and I am super, super passionate about empowering myself and others. I do believe that everyone has greatness in them, and it is my passion to make sure that wherever I go, I'm preaching the gospel of people needing to come up higher and live their best lives. I know that Long Reach is going to afford me, I'm already on that journey, but it's going to help me to supersize things in how I show up and in how I help to empower people around me. So that's why I'm doing this. With that said, co-host, I can only see a blank gray screen. Okay, yeah, we're back on. We're back in business. I know that technology can be a bit funny. So right now I can see myself on the screen, but not your share. Amazing.
Okay, so you don't let me move over to Dr. LESEGO's part for you to take the intro for that. I think because I started opening another deck, that happened. So back with you, Clara.
Okay, I'm just waiting for the screen.
Okay, can everybody see the screen?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Oh, okay, there is a bit of a delay, so I'm just going to close this.
There is definitely a lag.
Yeah, okay.
But can I just check with my co-host? Were we supposed to turn on the screen share back to Dr. LESEGO at this point, or?
Not just yet. Let's do the quick intro, Dr. LESEGO. Let Tara do your introduction first, and then we'll come back to you.
Are you going to share the screen for that?
I am.
Okay.
I was. So let me go again. Let me know if you can see.
Awesome.
I can see from my end.
Oh, I see.
Can you see?
I'm still seeing Dr. LESEGO's screen.
Maybe that's why, maybe because we're both sharing. So maybe Dr. Lesego, if you want to share your first.
Yeah, you can stop sharing so that I can at least be in control.
Okay.
Yeah, but let me quickly introduce myself. Okay.
Amazing.
All right. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
You can see my screen.
Well, I can see your name, not your screen right now, to be honest. I can see, yeah. No, I cannot see your screen. Now it says, yes, now you've started sharing.
Share. Okay, so let's put it on slideshow. Okay, so I'm a health professional. I'm an SD1 in Longreach. I am a CEO of a company called Hairtronics. It makes about $900 annual turnover. I've been with Longreach since 2018. A hard worker, that's how I define myself. I always say I'm not ashamed to work hard for the things that I want in life. And I'm not too scared to even work hard. I'm not too scared to work hard for the things that I want in life. There's a whole lot of things that I do in life. I'm involved in my church. I'm one of the assistant leaders in one of the departments. I am currently busy as an academic researcher. And then a project that I'll be starting very soon is clinical trials for a transplant that has been developed in South Africa, but there isn't really much more that I can say up to here about the project. I am a mother of 2 girls. The oldest one is 15 years old and the youngest is 10 years old. I'm a twin sister. I have somebody that looks like me out there. I'm very passionate about business. I'm very passionate about women empowerment. I'm very passionate about success.
Wow. I love that intro. Well done. Very well done. You're an academic researcher. Oh my God. There is, you know, the one thing that really blows my mind across Longreach, when I look, I see all kinds of people. And just to be able to talk to you today, knowing how much of a grasp and how passionate you are about Longreach for starters, and how much of a grasp you have of our products and everything, I know that we're in for a very exciting time. Thank you for joining us today.
Their pleasure is absolutely mine.
Absolutely, absolutely. Before we come back to you, Dr. Lesego, I'm just going to set the scene why we do this, right? So we call it the winning perspective, and the reason we thought of doing this series is because we know that success leaves clues, right? So we can learn from those who have gone ahead of us on this journey, and you're one of them. And SDV, just for the audience wondering where's SDV, she's actually been messaging me that she's trying to get on. She had another engagement today, and she was just going to come in at the end, but she just got home and she'll be trying to log in and come join us as well. So once she's in, I'll make her a co-host. But for now, we're going to just carry on with our amazing Dr. Lesego. So we're truly excited to be sitting down with yourself and SDV for episode 2 of the Winning Perspective. And we know that we're going to be unwrapping some of your perspective today. And so Clara, I don't know if you want to say a few things about this before we go into Dr. Lesego's story.
I think you've said it all, Joyce. Honestly, perspective is everything. I really do believe that. Perspective is everything, because perspective is how you view things. Somebody can view the glass as half full, another person can view it as half empty. Perspective is absolutely everything. So that's why I'm excited about this series that we've just started, The Winning Perspective, how that we can look into, looking and steal the ideas and the thoughts.
I see SDV.
Welcome. Yeah, perspective really.
Hey, we can see you now.
Thank you. I had to connect with a different laptop. The other one, I don't know, it was just failing me. I had 3 meetings today, so I just got home now from one of my meetings. Thank you so much. I hope everyone is okay.
Yes.
We're so happy you could join us. So Joyce, I'm going to hand over to you. I was just saying that perspective is everything, and we're so excited to be sitting here, with you, try to pick your mind on how you think, how you reason, and how you've been able to go from where you were to where you are currently.
So absolutely, we've just done introduction of ourselves as the Beeps. I don't know if you want to tell our audience a little bit about yourself. And you were with us in November, and we've adopted you as one of our SDs, and you're so precious to us. We admire you a lot. You're an inspiration to me, and I know to Clara and many others in my team. So we're delighted that yourself and our staff director, Dr. LESEGO, could join us today. If you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go into the session proper.
Okay. I'm not a main speaker for this evening. It is Dr. LESEGO. Hi, Doc. I can see you are in your kitchen, so I might as well sit in my kitchen and record in my kitchen.
Beautiful kitchen you have, both of you.
No, I just saw her now that she's in the kitchen, so like, okay, I might as well connect in my kitchen and not use my study as usual. To our viewers, my name is VIVIAN MOKEME. I am a Star Director in Long Reach Bioscience International. I am a mother of 2 beautiful kids. My firstborn, she's only 12 years old, and my son is 4 years. I'm married to a wonderful husband. We've been married for 14 years now. My husband is also a Star Director in the business. When I started Long Reach, my first 3 was my husband, my daughter, and my son. So my husband happens to be a Star Director. Vivian is an academic. I'm currently a student, a full-time student at Wits University. I'm busy with my PhD in information systems and business application. I love systems. I can build and break system. Give me system at any point. I can build and break systems. I've been in the banking sector for 11 years. For 11 years. I've practiced as a senior business analyst, system analyst, and IT project manager. I resigned 3 years ago. It's 3 years now. I've resigned 3 years ago. So since then, I've been full-time with Long Reach. And through Long Reach, I've managed to open other streams of income. I am into real estate now with my husband. And we also have a foundation. The foundation has been in existence for 3 years now. We have adopted more than 10 schools in South Africa and churches as well. And we recently bought 3 farms. So I am now into farming.
That's amazing. Talk about a legacy for the future. Wow, feeding nations now.
Legacy that we are creating for our children, and all of that has been made possible by Long Reach. I mean, my husband and I, we own multiple properties across South Africa. We own students' accommodation, and most of those properties, they're generating an income for our children. And we recently decided to do farming. So we are into farming. Now, that's the exciting part about being in this platform. It allows you to dream again. It allows you to do that. And I am doing that with my husband, and I'm loving it. So I am passionate about Africa and the development of Africans. And I am one of those that advocates for the importance of network marketing, particularly in Africa. Yeah, that's me.
Thank you. An amazing journey for a business. I think you joined this platform. You told us about your journey. For those of you who might be new, but when you were with us in November, you joined in 2017, and I know we share your story quite a lot.
Yeah, I joined in 2017. This year it's 4 years. It's my 4 years in this platform, and Dr. LESEGO joined in 2018. She's one of the leaders that I've actually personally sponsored. And we just connected. I guess it's because we think alike, we are both academics, and we are both hard worker. We are not ashamed to work hard, you know. So that's what made us to connect. So yeah, I've been with Longreach since 2017. This year, it marks my 4 years in this journey. And I have more than 500,000 people under my tree.
What?
Yeah.
Half a million people in 4 years. Amazing.
That is quite a team. Wow.
Yeah, the entire Southern Hemisphere, it's under my leadership. I mean, I've got teams in Zimbabwe, Zambia, the entire Southern Hemisphere, let me put it like that. And we have traveled to all those countries with Dr. LESEGO. We've been to East Africa together. We've been to I think the entire Southern Hemisphere, we've done it together. We've traveled to all those countries building teams. You know, it's only now recently when we are mainly using social media to do that. But when we started the business, we had to travel to all those countries together building. You've got our old picture. This was taken in 2018.
Really?
It was on my birthday. It was on my birthday.
Gosh, you look amazing, both of you.
Thank you.
Good friends. Yeah. And our star director. All right. Okay. All right, I think we're going to come back to you, Clara. So let's get this show on the road. Amazing introduction. I love your journey. I love your story. So we're going to try and bring out some nuggets. Clara, take it away.
Absolutely. I'm going to take it away. It is my pleasure to do so. And my first question is going to be directed at Dr. LESEGO. And it's, you know, it has to do with something that I saw somewhere about you. I read somewhere about you, something that described you as a passionate, selfless team player and a motivator who has taught so many leaders, you know, about Longreach products, irrespective of their allegiance or their teams. And I think that is amazing. I can even testify because I've been called onto sessions or meetings that you were holding for teams that are not directly under you, just because you wanted to share about the products and share about the opportunity. And I think that is admirable. But what can you tell us about you? Possibly some of the things that we haven't yet seen or, you know, seen on the internet. What can you tell us about you? Just in your own words. I want your perspective now, as this is the winning perspective.
Okay. So one thing about me is that I do not love attention. Something that people might, I am very shy. Yes, I don't love the stage. I'm very, you know, I hold to myself, you know, very, I define myself as a shy person. I don't have a lot of friends. And strange enough, the only friend that I have is VIVIAN MOKEME. And that's possibly because of my upbringing. I was until a certain age, we were brought up by my grandmother, who was extremely strict. So she did not really allow us to interact with other children because, you know, she was probably scared that we will be influenced. You know, although we still went to school, but, you know, she kept track of our movements and everything. And, you know, so it kind of like had an impact on my ability to form relationships with others. But that being said, I do get along with everyone.
Amazing, amazing. So interesting to hear that. I mean, the kind of things that you don't know about somebody until they tell you. This is why perspective is so important. And with that said, I'm going to hand over to Joyce. Joyce, take it away.
My question, thank you for that insight into your background. It's funny you said that you're very shy, but here you are, you're a star director one. A lot of people that are introverted who say they don't like attention, they might think, oh, I can't do this business because it's for a particular type of person. So I think that leads nicely to the angle I want to explore in this, you know, in this phase. So what was your initial reaction, given your, you know, your personality, your background, when, I don't know, as the Viv said she sponsored you? So when she first told you about this opportunity, what did you say? What was your initial reaction?
So I found out about Longreach by accident. I had made a phone call to Vivian. There was a project from church that required a couple, and we went to the same church. So I contacted her to find out if she could make it to the photo shoot, and she said to me, "Well, I'm busy with presentations." So knowing that she's busy, she was a manager at her department in the banking sector, I thought that that she was busy with work. And towards the end of the call, then she says to me, she asked me how it was going with another network marketing. And I said to her, "What is that?" Because I didn't even have a clue of what network marketing was. I knew people were selling products, but I never ever saw myself being involved in such. And before I could even respond, she said, "Well, I'm doing Longreach and I'm making 20,000 rands and wada wada." And then I decided to keep quiet. And then at the end of her little presentation, I asked her if she knew which LESEGO this was. And she said, "Aren't you LESEGO from this company?" And I said, "No, it's not that LESEGO." Needless to say, she felt shy. I mean, at church, we see each other as, successful. Our success is defined by our career. We don't want people to know what else we are doing outside our jobs. And, she almost hung up, and I said to her, "Hang on, I'm not going to let you go. You're going to have to tell me what this Longreach is all about." And I'll tell you what, at that time, I had just resigned from, I was possibly about 6 to 8 months into private practice. I had resigned from my job. I had started my company, but because I understood, I had been to business school as well. I've been to Gibbs business school, and I had an understanding before I started this company. I mean, I come from the medical background. Going into business meant that I have to go and get some knowledge and skills. And I had an understanding that if I was going to start this business, I would have to have an alternative income, or rather, another income stream. So I started a private practice while I was establishing the business. And at the time when I started the private practice, it was at the worst time in South Africa as healthcare professionals, because at the time, the medical aids were really giving us a hard time. When we submitted claims, it will take longer for the claim to be submitted. Some of them were never even approved. And it was at that time when I made a phone call to Vivian that I was pursuing patients. Now I was demanding my money from patients because the medical aids were not paying. And I mean, that was not really what I went to school for, but it was really depressing for me. I was running out of funds. I had borrowed money from the bank, to start this business and to start a practice, but there wasn't any income that was coming in. And so I asked her to give me information about this business that she was involved in. And, she just said to me, "There's a sanitary pad, and, I make so much money." And I asked her to tell me what the name of this company was. And when she did, I immediately went. I mean, I had a lot of time, on my hands. So I immediately went onto the internet to research what this company was all about. Amazed to find out that they had great products. I mean, coming from my background, I have an understanding of how to go and look for reputable information, especially when it comes to health. I did a quick research and I was happy to go with it. So my initial reaction, I would say, it was more positive, considering where I was coming from. And it also was influenced by the person who had introduced the business to me. I trusted her. And because of her reputation, I knew that she could not get herself involved in things that will get her into trouble. And she would not invite me along if she was worried that this will get me into trouble. She already knew who I was. She knew my reputation. And, I had a positive outlook about this industry, or the business, so to speak.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that was a journey as a data long-reach entrepreneur, from the wrong LESEGO to the right one, and you got intrigued and you wanted to hear more. And of course, we're going to come to that further down the line, because I know you're going to share with us as well. And you can share, feel free to share your slides at any point, if you want to buttress a particular point. But I want to know, how your life, since you've told us a little bit about in your practice, how you're struggling at the time long-reach opportunity came to you. What difference, paint a picture for our audience. What's different, the before and after picture of, being part of this business? What has that meant to you? Can you paint a picture?
Yeah. In terms of my life personally, I mean, at that time, I was more focused on my career. I was more focused on becoming, the next, big thing, the next woman who would, break into this entrepreneurial space, and things to turn out differently. The future looked quite gloomy. It wasn't as promising as I thought it was when I resigned from my job. I wished that I was warned, because when I left, I had all these organizations that had promised to fund me because they bought into my vision. And they said, look, if you're going to go into the medical device space, there's funding, you can approach company A and B. When I resigned and I started going back to them and, starting to get into the process of funding, things turned out completely different, and I realized that what I was promised was not exactly the case. And then I had to be all on my own. At that time, my life was really stressful. I mean, financially, I was deep into debt. From the life that we were living to now having one source of income where my husband was taking care of everything. I was just keep on, I was just spending, this business and everything. And after joining Longreach, at that time when I joined Longreach, I was actually contemplating going back to the hospital. Now, joining Longreach, things changed completely. Listening to Vivian's story and what the business was doing for her, I saw a way out. I'm a hard worker. I knew that if I work hard, I will possibly find a way out. I didn't get into Longreach to get money quickly, but I got into Longreach to work hard so that I can change my life. And getting into Longreach was more about supporting my business. And which Longreach definitely did. I mean, a couple of months into Longreach, when I started, I only wanted to earn about, 3,000 rands. And after joining Longreach, a couple of months later, I was earning 7,000 rands per week. And at the time I was low coming at 4 hospitals. I mean, it was crazy. Wow. I was running a private practice and a business. I resigned from, low coming, and I also hired somebody to start working in the business. So moving from that place where it was all dark and not promising to where now the future started looking bright. There seemed to be a way out. I saw a light at the end of the tunnel. So I moved my focus from the people who would have funded the business to Longreach, where I can put in my effort, work hard, and pursue my goals and dreams.
Wow. That's a powerful story. From, lack and needing financial assistance from maybe lenders to you earning, you doubled what you wanted to earn in did you say 3 months? You doubled what you set out to earn. Within 3 months, you're earning 7,000 Rand a week. That's fantastic. Yeah. Wow. And what you set out to achieve was 3 grand a week, and you achieved that. You doubled that within 3 months.
Yes, I more than doubled.
Yeah, exactly. You more than doubled that. And hard work, like you, I love to work hard and I like to play hard, and absolutely hard work is good, because on this platform, you can actually see the results when you put in the effort. So thank you so much for sharing that journey. Clara?
Okay, I'm also a hard worker, so I can totally resonate with that. I can totally, and I actually respect fellow hard workers when I see them. So you know, just listening to you speak and understanding the fact that, you know, this wasn't something that you went looking for, but when you saw the opportunity, you were in the right frame of mind to grab it, to go for it. You didn't want it to, you said that SDV wanted to drop, you know, the line when she found out that it wasn't the LESEGO she thought she was talking to. And you said, no, I'm not going to let you go. Talk about that, you know, just that presence of mind to say, I definitely want to hear what this woman is saying. And that has today changed things so dramatically for you. And I know we may get into talking figures later, you know, because people like to know the figures. What has it meant for you? But if I may, I'd like to just, you know, address this question to Esther Viv, and to just talk about network marketing. Let me paint a scene, because I know that is something you're passionate about. Now, network marketing has a lot of myths attacking it. And when we spoke to you sometime in November, you touched on some of those things. So imagine that you've been invited to a stage, right? To a room full of people who all have negative views and negative impressions about network marketing. And you are going to take that one very important myth about network marketing and just bust it straight away. Which myth will that be? And how would you go about busting it?
Exactly what happened between me and Dr. LESEGO. The first conversation, I was embarrassed. I didn't want people to know that I am into network marketing. So that's why when I discovered that this is the same LESEGO, that we are in the same church, the same LESEGO that I know, I mean, I know her bio. So when I discovered that this is the same woman, I was embarrassed. So the myth will be, and it's what I thought as well. This is an industry that is perceived as for those who are not educated, you know, those who are desperate, you know, and it is for the poor, for the dropout, you know, the desperate. So that's why I was embarrassed, because I didn't want to be associated with that class. You know, I am educated, so I didn't want people to perceive me as I'm also, you know, because I am educated, I didn't want them to think that maybe now I'm desperate, because that's how we perceive this profession, that it is for the desperate, but it's not. And I guess it's how we are introducing it to people. Every time when we tell our story, we tell a sad story. Why are we telling a sad story? Every time we try to convince people or to win people over to us, we think we have to tell a sad story. And I always say there's no sad story behind my reason for joining Longreach. The same as Dr. LESEGO, there's no sad story, but it is wisdom that made us, you know, to say yes. There's no sad story. I was not broke.
Yep.
I was not broke. In fact, when I joined Longreach, it was after I was promoted, you know, and I was even given an interim bonus. You know, financially, I was okay. I had a car, I had an executive car. I was staying in an estate. My children were going to good schools. I was okay. So what made me to say yes, it was wisdom, because I knew that one day my income will no longer, I mean, I wanted financial freedom. And by financial freedom, what do I mean? I wanted to own my own time. Do you understand? I wanted, you know, to stay in estates that I wanted to stay, not because of what the banks say I can afford. That was the reason why I did it. So there's no such story. And the reason why there's so many negative attached to Longreach, attached to network marketing, is because of how we are telling our stories, you know, and it creates a wrong perception. In fact, this is the business of the 21st century, and it's going to be a solution. It has a potential, and it's what I was saying today as I was presenting to young people. The same way IT has changed our world, network marketing is going to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, the same way, listen to this, the same way information technology has changed our world, network marketing will do the same. And this is something that I'm writing as well, I'm including in my study, in my thesis as well. So as soon as we can start embracing this for what it is, then I don't think we'll have issues or we'll have the problems that we are facing now in terms of winning the right people into the profession. No one wants to join a poor crowd, unfortunately. I mean, if you are presenting this as a sad story, I won't want to be associated with that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are presenting this as a solution,
absolutely.
We all have problems. We're looking for solution. But the moment you're telling me you were poor, you were hungry, I was not poor. I was never hungry. I was employed. I loved my job. I loved what I was doing. But there was something missing. I knew that there was more to me, you know. And if we can learn to present network marketing for what it is, Joyce, I don't think we'll have the problem. So I don't know who said we need to tell sad stories. I don't know who to.
No, absolutely. I can resonate with you, babe. I don't have, when I tell my story as well, I don't have a start story. I still have a job actually. So I'm still on that journey. I can resonate with you because I'm in IT. I've been promoted recently, and I like what I do. I'm a senior project manager where I am I'm heading a department, and it's great. But I see the opportunity in this. Robert Kiyosaki. Exactly, I need more, and this keeps me going. Robert Kiyosaki calls it the business of the 21st century. So you're right when you say this business is going to change the face of the future. I think the moment we're in now, post-COVID, during this COVID, people are seeing beyond the everyday, physical business that they can do. They can see. I have networks all over the globe, in South Africa, in Nigeria, Ghana, USA, Canada, parts of Europe, just sitting from my living room, my study. I can connect with people all over, and we can all connect, make the world a better place, add value, and get something back as well for ourselves. So fantastic. Thank you.
I think what we should be preaching when we talk about network marketing, it should be financial freedom, because that's what it is. It is, and financial freedom, it is different. It differs from person to person. A financial freedom, it might be different to Dr. LESEGO, what it is to Vivian, and it might be different to Clara, you understand? So that's what we should be preaching. And if we can learn, we can understand that, then our stories, how we tell our stories, we'll tell it differently. We'll tell it as a way to inspire people, but not manipulating them. Because I think the moment we tell all these sad stories, for me personally, I look at it as a way we try maybe to manipulate people. But we need to tell it in such a way that it is inspiring the next person to want to be part of us. I mean, I like what I see now. Like just look at this Zoom meeting and what we're discussing now. Imagine if this was shared to professionals. How many professionals would want to be part of this?
Absolutely.
Lots.
Just think about it. This, then we're inviting all the professionals, non-professionals and professionals and young. Just think about it. I mean, I like what I see here. I'm looking at my screen. I'm not sure whether it's my screen. And I just see powerful women here who are saying, you know what, we know that there's more to us than what our careers are offering us. How many will partner with us? I didn't hear Joyce saying, I'm poor, there was no food, I was kicked out. There's no sad story. But it's Joyce saying, reality said to me, wisdom said. Same thing with Dr. LESEGO. She had her own practice, but now Longreach was able to sustain her practice, her business.
And give her more.
More. Who won't want to be part of us?
Wow. Wow, that is just so powerful. It is really, truly powerful. And I do believe that, more professionals need to be coming into network marketing and changing the narrative, because it's for too long, network marketing has been bastardized. And I think you said to us when you came in November that it's because there's all kinds of companies out there, all of them being tarred with the same brush, all of them being called network, and some of them are just Ponzi's. And so people look at those and then they color everyone with that brush. So people need to speak out. We need to speak out, and I'm glad that you're looking into this area, looking at writing. And that's what people like myself and Joyce and at TWP, we try to do, to tell people that I'm a lawyer myself, 30 years of legal practice, under my belt. I'm by no means, I'm a professional.
Yeah.
So why am I doing this? It has to be that there's something in it. And this is what I've been trying to, for me, my focus is talking to my friends who are fellow professionals, fellow lawyers even, and getting them to see that there's another way. There's always an alternative. So with that said, let me just do something quickly. If I was to say to you as the VIV to define financial freedom, because you said with network marketing, we should be focusing on financial freedom, and it's different from me to you to Dr. LESEGO, but if you could define it, put words to describe what financial freedom is, what would that be?
For me, there's what we call basic needs. We have basic needs, which is your air, your water, your normal house where you stay. Those are basic needs. Those are the things that we have.
Mm-hmm.
But with financial freedom is being able to choose, where you want to stay,
Mm-hmm.
Without anyone deciding. Because when I was still employed, I couldn't choose where I want to stay, but my credit rating was deciding for me.
Of course.
Do you understand that? The credit rating. And the basic, it says, you can have your normal water, your normal sanitary thing, and this is where you can stay. That's a basic. But now financial freedom, it gives you that power to choose where you want to stay. It gives you that power to choose when. Like on Monday, I'm going on a holiday. I didn't have to plan. I don't have to worry about my budget. I just said to my husband, we need a holiday. Can you book? And this is the criteria that I'm looking for. My budget is not deciding that. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's no external third party that is deciding, because before there is a third party that was deciding, and which is a bank, because I couldn't afford to buy those houses and properties cash, but someone was deciding. But now with financial freedom, I can wake up like now, we just decided today, we're going on a holiday, it has to be 5-star. This is the amount we are going. I called my mom, mommy, look after the kids. I need to call Dr. LESEGO anyway, she's here to help me with dropping off my kids to school. So that is financial freedom for me. And be able to own my time. There's no clock. We need to do away. Unfortunately, we are a generation, and this is what Tiffany said the other time, a generation that is programmed by clock. A clock says to you, this is a time for you, Joy, to have break. This is a time for you, Joy, to wake up. But now with financial freedom, I am owning that time. I decide when to go to bed, when to wake up. You understand? That's to me financial freedom, and financial freedom to Dr. LESEGO might be owning her own time, being able to spend more time with her children. Because when you are employed, someone decides those things for you.
Yeah.
You understand? And also with financial freedom, you can also choose your own healthcare system. Okay, where else, if you're not on that other side of the financial freedom, someone decides where you should go when you're sick, which hospital. But with financial freedom, I'm able to do that, to choose where I want to go, which type of healthcare system I want, and the type of schools that I want for my children. Where else before I couldn't, the budget, my income was deciding. But now, and this is what network marketing is able to do for many of us. I mean, today I own more than 13 properties, and all of that is bought cash. Before, I could only be able to afford basic, which is a standard house. That's basic. But now I can afford more than that. That is financial freedom for me.
Amazing. Amazing. Financial freedom leads to lifestyle freedom and any other kind of freedom you can dream about. That's very well said. I'll leave it there. In fact, if I had a mic, I'll drop it right now. Mic drop moment.
They say money answering all things. I remember when you came in November, you said you were buying your 10 property that weekend, and between November and April, in lockdown, in a global pandemic, you added like 4 more to your portfolio, and you started a farm as well. That's really amazing, guys.
My husband said to me, you can't say you have money until you own a farm
Oh.
And they own a vineyard in Cape Town. You know, so I was saying your language, my wife now must change, because when you sing real estate, they don't understand you. So the language should be, you now own a land, a farm. You now own a vineyard, you know. So those are the things that I'm saying financial freedom has enabled me. Yeah, those are my cars.
Your
When you
baby.
say you love your cars too, I didn't want you to say, go without saying you love your cars. They're your pets.
They're my toys. Dr.
Your
LeSEGO
toys,
calls
yeah,
them
your
toys.
toys. Absolutely,
Yeah,
your
she calls
toys.
them toys, you know. And with
And you
financial
work
freedom,
for
even
it.
with financial freedom, even your language changes.
Yeah.
Dr. LeSEGO called me this morning. I was asking her, for my birthday, what must I get myself? And she said, actually, she started the conversation because I wanted her to buy a car. And she said to me, I'm buying my car on my birthday. I was like, okay, what can I do for myself? And she said, buy yourself a Maserati on your birthday. Do you see the language? It's different. It excites, you know, it's that language of excitement. I mean, someone will say, these women are talking about expensive car, just like that. But it's what financial freedom has done for us.
And you worked for it, and you do not have to apologize for it. That's what's so beautiful.
Yeah.
About it.
Worked hard work pays on this platform. Hard work pays. Thank you so much. I know you asked a question on Facebook the other day, and like you said, financial freedom means a lot of things to different people. For me, principally options. I want to have options. I want to have time freedom and flexibility to raise my young family. I have a 2-year-old, so I want to be more available to her. And I also want to send her to good schools. I want to support more people. I have an extended family, and I have a lot of people who depend on me all over the world. So I want to be able to do more. So that's what financial freedom is for me, principally, to be able to send my daughter and her siblings coming to good schools, Yeah, back to you, Dr. LeSEGO. We're coming now. Right back to you, ma'am. You've been very quiet, so don't worry. So now, really, yeah. So today, we are here to talk about the winning perspective. When we were talking earlier, I said, we want to learn from you. To be honest, to be a star director in 3 years, it's not a joke. That's phenomenal. I think not when you joined in 2018, last year. It was 2 years, actually. In 2 years, you became a star director in 2 years. That's like, I don't know, bulldozer, hashtag bulldozer, rockets. Please just put some words and emojis into firebomb and all of that. Apologies. I'm in my friend's house, so there's a bit of noise in my background. I'll try and say this fast. So for me, I want you to share 2 or 3 tips or strategies, with our partners, especially people who are new into this platform, who might think, oh my God, in the beginning, for me, it was quite slow. So a lot of people experience a slow period. What 2 or 3 strategies can you share with them that helped you to, to get to star director in just 2 years? That's not easy at all.
Yeah. So here's the thing about it's something that I wanted to also mention earlier. What Longreach has taught me is to define success. As a professional, you define. We go to school. We go to university, we graduate, and then we go to the hospitals, we start working, and then, the world outside might define us as successful. And being in Longreach has taught me to look at success differently. Success is not a destination, it's a journey. And through Longreach, I have been able to explore the different aspects or spheres of success. After joining Longreach, success was no longer about my career. It was no longer about, being a wonderful mother, a wife, and all of that. But it was identifying areas in my life that made me feel unsettled, the areas in my life where I felt there was what I would call lack at the time. So I was able to explore the financial aspect of success. I was successful in other things, but financially I wasn't successful. So Longreach also helped me to define, what success is. And going through the process from when I joined Longreach, when I became a D2, D3, D5, getting all those incentives, trips, and the cash incentives, to Star Director 1, it helped me look at success as the journey, that you start from point A and you end up at, I'm not successful, but I have been successful in achieving the Star Director 1. I think once I'm a Star Director 5, then I would say I am successful. But yet at every step of the journey, I was successful in what I have achieved. And I have realized that, this platform is not just about making money, but it has also changed my life in a sense that I've been able to define success my way. Now, let's look at, what are some of the things that I could teach others, or tips that I can give to others. You have to know your strength. I didn't go into Longreach to become SD Vivian. I went into Longreach to explore my strengths and to use my strength to become a different person. In a sense that who I am, nobody else can be. So identify where your strengths lie and make sure that you maximize on that. I mean, I love, ladies who, they wear hair, their makeup is on fleek, their brows are on fleek, but that is not who I am. And I have also seen in the business that there is a certain response to different individuals based on how they groom themselves, for lack of a better word. But I knew that my strength did not lie in there. My strength lied in my intellect. My strength lied in what I knew better than the next person. And I just maximized that. So first thing, know where your strength is. You don't always, when you go to business school, or I think even in some of the marketing lessons, they teach you about strengths and weaknesses. And a lot of the times people tend to focus a lot on their weaknesses, but instead look at your strength and focus on them. At times you just have to ignore your weaknesses. The second thing is you have to look for people who have what you do not have. So I was very good in product, and I still am, in product explanations, in knowledge transfer, and people can have knowledge, but they lack the ability to transfer that knowledge. We can have the same qualification, and that also speaks to gifting. I know that I have a gift of teaching. If I teach someone, I'll make sure that I teach and pitch whatever that I'm pitching at the level where they can understand it. So I don't have to go and look for somebody who is like me. I have to look for somebody who is different to me. If somebody specializes in analyzing information, like SD Vivian, this is what made us successful. She looked, and that's what I learned. She looked for somebody who did not have what she had. She masters the compensation. She masters everything, but product knowledge was where she was lacking. The reason we paired was because I saw that I had what she did not have, and she also saw that I had what she did not have. So also in this business, look for people who have what you do not have, so that you can complement one another. And lastly, pursue the stars in your team. Always look for stars. Initially you recruit everyone. In these days, I interview people before I recruit them. I ask them questions. What exactly do you want in this business? I don't recruit people who just want money. I want to know, why do you want money? And once somebody is able to define why they want money, I know there can be a star in this person. But if they just say, I just want money, I just want to have money, then they don't really know why they want to be in this business. But I've had people who came and said, I've just lost my job. I have got passion. I think I can learn from you. I think I can also, be part of this platform, and it can change my life. And those are the people that you pursue in your teams. If you have stars, support them, be there for them, empower them, encourage them. Look well after your stars.
Wow.
I am taking notes because I don't come to any events and not take my notes. So as you're talking, I'm taking my notes and I'm putting them into the chat box for those who are not taking so they can see it again, because, identify your strengths. And what you said that really resonated with me because, usually, you focus on your weakness, the things that you don't have, and you try to, bring those up. But recently, I've been realizing that what you just said is the right thing to do. You want to leverage on your strengths, maximize it, and then you can fill the gap, get people around you who don't have what you have. So that completely resonated with me. You've heard it, guys. Don't just look for mirror images of yourself. Look for other people who have strengths that you might not have. Recognize your strengths and maximize it. Do a SWOT analysis, the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. And look for the stars in your team. Look after them. Thank you so, so much. So great nuggets there. Clara, I don't know if you want to chip in there as well.
I like how you've summarized what Dr. LeSegO said, and it's so true, isn't it? Because even in our team, that's what we try to do. How that we the leadership, we learn off of each other. We know that there are different strengths and different competencies, and we learn off of each other's. We complement each other really well, and by doing that, we get better, each one of us, at what we're good at, and then we're able to de-emphasize our weaknesses and then play to our strengths. So that is very, very, know your strengths. Look for people who have what you don't have. Pursue the stars. Amazing. Here's to all of us getting right up there to the stars in record.
All the way to SD5. And I like what you said about success being a journey. Every time I will hit a rank, I will say to my, star director, the journey starts today. It feels like I hit a rank. I'm like, the work starts now. People look at me like, oh, you're successful. No, for me, I just feel I haven't started, to be honest. And even when I get to star director 1, I'll still feel that way because the journey is still quite long to SD5. So for me, D7 is just like any other rank. I just like every time I get to a rank, okay, now let's start again. The hard work starts, it restarts again. Until I get, until I get to star director 5. Yeah.
I like something Dr. LeSegO said when SDViv was interviewing her when she became a star director 1. She said, no matter what, she's going to be here. It's not about running somebody else's journey or comparing yourself to someone else. I remember you saying that as long as there's still star director 2, 3, 4, and 5, you're still going to be here. And I remember SDViv saying that she is not going to stop what she's doing as long as people are still joining her business.
Exactly.
People to help. So that is so amazing. Having said that though, Joy, can I take the next question?
Please do, yes.
And I was going to ask you, Dr. LeSegO, that I mean, somebody listening to you may be tempted to say, oh, she just got lucky, or she was already a teacher anyway, so it's easy for her to pass information across, or she just has a way of convincing people. I don't have that. I'm glad that Joyce pulled out the fact that you said you're an introvert, you're shy, but yet here you are crushing this business. But there's one thing I do want to ask you, because it's important for us to learn from successes as well as, so I want to ask you, challenges are a part of life, right? Part of life, part of business. And I want to know, what are the challenges? What are some of the challenges that you have experienced, maybe 1 or 2 of them that you have experienced in the course of your journey with this company, and how have you been able to address them? Just 1 or 2 challenges that we can also learn from.
Okay, so in terms of the one thing that I struggled with is, the no culture within the business, and in the corporate sector, in the corporate sector, we call such people uncultured. So, and also no culture is culture, and it was a big mindset shift that I had to make, coming from, also working in the hospital. One becomes uncultured. In the corporate sector, they would refer to people who work for the government sector as uncultured. I run a business, so I'm fully aware of, this tug of war between the cultured, the uncultured and stuff. So it was a challenge for me coming into an industry where there is no culture, where everybody does, what they want to do when they want to do. They say what they want to say whenever they want to say. I mean, I'm governed by, before I'm anything else, I'm a healthcare professional governed by the Health Professional Council. So, it governs what I say when I say, and that type of a thing. But then coming into this industry, you realize that it's completely different. It's almost like a jungle. So it was a challenge for me to just move into an industry where I have to get used to, the culture of just being uncultured. And not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just how the business evolves. I mean, it's now with companies like Longreach and others that, network marketing is slowly being defined as a career choice. And it was more about, having a mindset shift to kind of like, so that I do not lose hope. I mean, one can easily walk away and say, listen, I will not involve myself. I mean, so many times, and I will just sit together and just talk about what exactly is happening here. I mean, we're coming from a background where, there are red tapes, there are things that you can say and can't, but we're in this industry where, I mean, we've also been attacked, at a personal level, but we've had to kind of like, have a whole shift and kind of like get on with it. I could have been discouraged. Like there were people who got discouraged and they left. But I knew what I wanted in this business. I already saw, the potential that lied in this business, and I was not going to let it go. So you kind of like, get used to what is happening, try and not really fit in, but try and get along with, what exactly is happening, but still maintain your integrity. The other thing was just, the perception of network marketing. I mean, you would imagine when you get into the industry, who are the first people that you're going to introduce to the opportunity? Would be your colleagues, will be family. And, at the time when I introduced family, it was kind of easy, everyone trusts you and stuff, they join and then, they think, you're going to do everything for them. But when it came to my colleagues, I mean, I had some of them make fun of me. I mean, remember, I left the hospital, and when I left, I said, listen, guys, I'm done here. So I'm going to start a business. I'm going private practice. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to be big and stuff. And when I now went back to them and said, listen, guys, here's something that I'm doing. They said, listen, life is terrible, from hospital to starting your business to failed, everything was failed, failed business, failed private practice, and now you're selling a pad. Life is really cruel, and and that was because it was this wrong perception. People had a wrong perception of what network marketing was all about. And I mean, I'm one of the fortunate people that I got to learn directly from SD Vivian, who taught me what I know about network marketing. And I was ready to learn and unlearn some of the things, the myths, the perception, my own, misconceptions about network marketing. So it is the perception about network marketing that was a huge challenge. But that being said, I moved on and I went and introduced opportunity to other people. So failure can also, or how we define failure as human beings, it can also become a challenge. Whenever someone is unable to recruit, they define that as failure, rejection. When you've been rejected, one can easily define it as failure. And because they have failed, now they no longer pursue, the business because it's seen as difficult. We have to overcome rejection and all of those things. So, with that as well, my definition of failure had to change. And I mean, look, by the time I joined Longreach, I already had, a failed career. I already had a failed business, and I already had a failed private practice. So I had nothing to lose, basically.
Clara?
Wow, that is amazing. I mean, I'm listening. I was furiously writing my notes here when
I know, I could see you.
I was furiously writing because I need
so both internally, challenges, they come, internally, and there are also challenges that, would find as a result of the external environment. I mean, even in my own house, my husband had a problem with me joining Longreach. He had, major issues. It was about, the reputation. It was about, the industry, his own perception of what network marketing was. But overcoming that had to do with me working hard and proving him wrong. Sometimes all you have to do is just to go out there and prove your enemies wrong. And that was, you know, the more people rejected me, it was almost as if they were firing me up.
Yeah.
You know, when I picked up the perceptions about network marketing, it was the more I went, the next person that I went to introduce the opportunity to, I went with an aim of demystifying what network marketing was. So it was no longer about me, giving them an opportunity to earn an extra income, but it was the first thing that I would do was just to demystify what network marketing was, so that I could easily get them on board. And I use the challenges to help propel myself forward, and that's what other people can easily fail, to see in life. Turn your challenges into opportunities to learn and to become a better person. So every stumbling block was an opportunity to learn. I mean, also because of my personality, when I was being attacked, I just back off. I've got no time to be fighting, certain types of people. So I just back off, and that helped me at the time. So, I turned all those challenges into opportunities to learn and to becoming a better person. And our challenges will not be the same. Often people think that because of who I am, it was easy for me. Actually not. It was just as hard, perhaps maybe a little bit easy, but there were a lot of things that I had to overcome. How people perceived me, how people viewed me. It was also a challenge, having to just crack, that shell and say, I don't care what the world says. I needed to overcome that. I needed to overcome my pride, the shame that came with me being involved in this business. And I mean, look at what I have achieved today. So I'm so glad that I turned those challenges into opportunities to learn and to become a better human being.
Well done. Honestly, very, very well done, because that same fear of loss of temporary loss of esteem is what keeps people in their prison, is what keeps people in their hole. Instead of saying, hey, I need help. The truth is, I keep telling people that is always an alternative. There's always another way of looking at things. And that's why we're here talking about perspective, because the perspective is how you view things. So you chose to see things differently than how other people would see them, and you went for it. You knew what you wanted and you went for it. Those are fantastic tips. Thank you so much, Dr. LESEGO, for that. With that said, I'll hand over to Joyce. Joyce.
Thank you. I don't even want to dwell on the recap because there was so much to take in right there. Thank you, because it is challenging for everybody. And I tell everyone that, again, I apologize for the noise because my friend, today is my friend's birthday and I'm with her. So there's noise in the background. So I apologize. So basically, people think that, the star directors, maybe they started at the top, but I think everyone have the same, even worse challenges, but they overcome them. Rejection is normal. Some people, they'll tell you, naysayers, they might even look down on you temporarily, because when you then achieve what you achieve, then it all turns around. We're going to, in fact, I'm going to piggyback right there and talk about how this, I want, to go into the meat of, what difference Longlish has made for you head-wise, because we know about the products. Financially, you've mentioned, but we want to go into a little bit more detail and otherwise, because, it's not just about making money, but there's a health aspect. I know you both are, fitness. I see all your pictures on Facebook, you're into fitness. I'm trying to get into that consistently now, and health-wise, financially, and otherwise, because there's a whole lot more than just the money you've made. If you can just share with us what the difference this has made, because this is a winning perspective, and I know you're winning.
Yeah. So in terms of, the difference that Longreach has made in my life, there is a slide here that I have. I call it defining moments,
Wow.
in this journey in Longreach. The first thing was when I closed down my practice. When I stopped, fighting medical aids. I mean, medical aids, they still owe me money. When I stopped, typing those threatening letters to patients, it restored my dignity.
Wow.
When I settled all my debts, I mean, I had over 250,000, which, 20,000 US dollars. So being able to, settle our cars, we don't own our cars, we're driving free cars. When I resigned as a locum at 4 hospitals. It was crazy. I was working like a crazy woman. So, the other thing was when I started building my business, as I said earlier, that as soon as I started earning about 7,000 rands a week rather, I took my 1 week's salary and paid someone to start building my business. So then I realized that there are business skills that I am learning. It wasn't just about me pocketing the money, but it was about taking my 1 week's salary, pay someone to build my dreams while I'm at the same time trying to build my dreams. I don't know if I'm making any sense. So when I started building the business, which Longreach is still building, I mean, when I was talking about our annual turnover, it's because we just had our end of year financials and looking at how the business have grown from, when I started to where it is today. And I've even dropped my salary from the business because of the money that I'm making in Longreach. My salary is now going towards expanding the business. So, that is something that I will forever be grateful for. Building my dream home. We would still have been able to build, our dream home, but it would have taken us longer. But within a short space of time, it was just a matter of a year. It was a matter of deciding, okay, what are we going to do with this money? So, because of what I had been through with debt and all these things, I feared debt. So all the money that I made in Longreach, I didn't spend it. It all went into saving. And my husband and I were able to build our dream home. Longreach has changed my life in a way that I can never imagine. And that's why I am still here. Because of what it has done for me, I always think there is someone else who can achieve what I have and even more than what I have achieved. There are lots of business skills that I have learned from this platform. One day I will share about those skills. There are so many, and it has changed my health as well, in a sense that I've always been, very careful, but being able to consume products that I know they come from a company that's based on a lot of R&D. I am one individual who has, good homeopathy. So that means my body can heal itself better than other people. So with other people, they will need a drug, medicine, but with mine, it can easily heal itself. And being able to consume products that are natural, products that, if I take Brufen or Miprodol, it sends me straight to to sleep. But now I can take products, and I know that they are based on informed research and development. Being to China and learning all about the business and what the company stands for, that was a big tick for me. So Longreach has changed my life in all the aspects. My children, they now are wanting to start their own businesses. They understand the culture of working hard. As professionals, we think, we have to go to work, do our jobs, earn a salary, and that's it. But we can actually work hard to achieve the things that we want. People talk about working smart, but before you work smart, you work hard first. And that's why I say I'm not ashamed to work hard. People want to go straight to working smart, but unfortunately, you're going to have to pay school fees first. You will have to learn to work hard.
Pay school fees.
There is a process. There is a process.
Yeah, you learn to work hard, and then you are able to work smarter. My children's life has also been changed. They look at life differently. They are savvy. They want to have money. They understand the concept of money. As young as my 10-year-old is, she understands the concept of money. You know, and my 15-year-old, she was telling me, she was giving me business ideas and saying, look, this is what I want to do. We have a neighbor, they just had a baby. And she said, next year when I turn 16, I'm going to start looking after their baby. And I want them to pay me at least 200 rands for every night I look after their baby, maybe 400 for 4 hours. You can already
Mad girl.
how she views life is differently. And, you know, it's through this platform that I am learning to groom my girls into becoming smarter in life and knowing that it's not just about a career. You have to put your eggs in different baskets if you want to become financially free.
Wow, so true. Amazing, amazing. Just looking at the screen alone, you know, being able to build your dream home.
Sorry.
I don't know if I'm coming through. Is it cutting out? Clara, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So I was saying, just looking at the screen, you know, what you've achieved. You only joined this business in 2018. For those people who think, oh my God, it's people that joined Dickin years ago, 10 years ago, 9 years ago. You joined just over 2 years ago. And look at what you've been able to achieve. A dream home of over $250,000 without a mortgage. That's what I'm reading there. Without a mortgage, you've been able to achieve that in just over 2 years of partnering with Longreach. Pay your debt off, being able to, you know, start your new business.
There was a little bit of a mortgage, but we're paying it off very soon.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool and amazing. And I know that you've qualified for trips. You qualify for all expense paid trips, you know, dream holidays, we call it. You have the car fund that you qualify for from Longreach. Really, really amazing. And then the skills, you know, forget about the money, the health-wise, the health benefits, the skills that you've acquired yourself. You know, you didn't want to go into detail. I myself, I can tell you that in the 1 year or so that I've been actively building my business, I've grown and I'm transferring the skills into the marketplace, in my job, in my day job. I was just telling my husband yesterday that how confident I am. I'm more confident I am sitting at the table. I took a senior role last month that I probably would never have taken, even for Longreach, because it's giving me leadership skills, presentation skills, and all the other skills. I won't even go into detail too. Then talking about the kids, the legacy. We love this platform because it's about building a family legacy. I always use that hashtag. Is, you know, looking at the next generation and for other people. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. But I'm going to quickly share my, you know, I want to share my, okay, I don't want to stop your share. You go on, that's fine. Back to you, Clara. If I start sharing, you stop your sharing, so it's fine. Clara, back to you, sis.
I swear, perspective is everything. And when I look at those defining moments that that SD Lesego shared with us, it just tells you that truly her perspective was what got her started on this journey, and she's gone on and she's crushed and she's still crushing, and she still has you know, more steps to climb, and life is so good already. So having said, and all this is made possible, by the way, by Longreach. So there are people on this call who are saying, Longreach, who is Longreach? So I would say let's pivot to the company profile for a minute. And for those who may not be familiar with Longreach, I'd like you, Dr. Lesego, to just take a moment, you know, to let them know why Longreach. Why was it Longreach for you and not any other company? And why should they be interested in the solution that is Longreach?
Okay, so my love started with the product. You know, as I spoke about homeopathy, it's something that I was already getting interested in at the time when I found out about Longreach. So it kind of like resonated with where I was in life. You know, when you know that you can't just take anything, you're constantly looking for an alternative. It's almost like if anything goes wrong with me, I need to find, you know, homeopathic medication that will work for me. Now, I looked at the history of the company. Research and development is extremely important. I mean, even in within the medical fraternity, if there isn't research that's been done, it's crap, you know. I looked at the products that they were, you know, they had already, they were already in the market. I could cross-reference, you know, whatever research they have done. So for me, I got into the Longreach because of the product. Of course, the promise for money, but the basis was the product. I am very passionate about preventative care. I mean, it's not just unique to South Africa, but if you look at the entire African continent, we know our health sector. In South Africa in particular, only 16% of the population can afford private care. Now, when I looked at the products that Longreach had, I realized that they were more on preventative care, which it still is something that I'm very passionate about. And then another thing, of course, that was knowledge that I got from SD VIVIAN was the compensation plan. I looked at, I mean, I'm not very big on, such, but I could easily understand it. And if I could easily understand it, it meant I would be able to explain it to the next person. It was very straightforward. And I mean, I had set my expectations so low. Like, if someone tells you they're earning 20,000 rands and you're like, I just want to earn 3,000 rands, it already tells you that I had set my expectations so low, work that I was willing to put into this business. So for me, Longreach, it was about the products that they are selling, the amount of research that goes into the development of the products, and going to China and to the US to see for myself their research and development center. I mean, they have got a postdoctoral research center. That tells you, the integrity that goes into product manufacture and development rather. And secondly, the compensation plan, which was quite fair. It was easy. And I mean, look here, the path to success, you see, you start from Diamond 1, rather pre-Diamond, all the way up to SD5. There wasn't anything easier for me at the time than Longreach compensation plan.
Wow.
So I would say to someone, you would choose Longreach because of the products that they are selling. And secondly, because of the ease and the nature of the company that we have partnered with.
Wow. Wow. And those are some of the things that we talk about week after week as we discuss with, prospects and with people who we feel would benefit from this opportunity. Those are the things we highlight. The fact that the Longreach products sell themselves, they are amazing. And they sell themselves. It does what it says on the tin. And it's a solution for nearly everybody that I know, no matter who you are. There is a part of Longreach that is a solution to that person. So thank you so much for sharing that. I will return this over to Joyce now.
Stay with the product, because we are talking about the product, and this business, for people, some people don't know, they might just stumble upon this recording on Facebook, or someone just send them the link. They'll tell us what are your favorite products, because we know this business, this company, they manufacture products. So can you tell us your 3 of your products and why you love them? What are your top 3 favorite products? I have mine. I'm sure SD has as well.
Oh dear.
Yeah, product expert, exactly.
So if somebody was to join the products today, whether they have health, so if somebody was to join the business today, whether they have health issues or not, water is life. Our bodies are made of 65 to 70% of water. And in that are cells, and cells are the cell is the basic unit of life. We have cells all over. So water carries nutrients to the cells. Now, the quality of water that we drink has obviously deteriorated because of many reasons. The concept of bottled water was started in America or Europe, can't really remember. And that was because when they started the infrastructure, they did not think that human beings will live that long, or they did not think that, the demand will be so that maintaining the infrastructure will be an expensive exercise. They not drink tap water. Now, the concept of bottled water came in so that people, it was for health reasons, but also so that people can have healthy water wherever they went in different parts of those countries. But the problem is that there are issues with the bottled water. One thing that I have picked up is the pH level of the bottled water. God created us with a pH level of 7.36. At that pH, our bodies function optimally. But there are certain types of food that we eat that are acidic, including, the liquids that we drink could be, sodas, alcohol, smoking, other lifestyle issues, such as lack of exercise, which increases the level of acidity in our bodies. Now, with Longreach Alkaline Cup, they gave us an alternative, it's a solution to putting our bodies back into an alkaline pH. The water from the cup, once you pour water in the cup and you shake it, and the cup removes, or the technology of the cup removes acidity from the water and it turns it into alkaline. That means now you are able to alkalinize your body to a pH which is required. With an acidic pH, people have body pains, and other diseases such as cancer, weight gain, people gain a lot of weight, and other things. But when your body is alkaline, you're able to function optimally. If someone has cancer, they have to start switching to an alkaline diet. And the Alkaline Cup gives you that. So my number one product is the Alkaline Cup. And I'll give my personal testimony, which I've also shared. So in 2012, I was involved in a near fatal accident, suffered from back pain for the longest time, until in 2018, when I started the Longreach Cup. So I had been living with this pain for 6 years.
Wow.
Nothing could help. I tried everything. I started using the Alkaline Cup. 3 weeks later, the body pains disappeared until now. Here's how the Alkaline Cup works. The technology of the cup breaks down the water molecule, which is measured to about 2.4 nanometers. Our cells can, or water goes through a hole measured at 0.5 nanometers. The Alkaline Cup breaks the water molecule to 0.5. That means that we have maximum absorption. So it means that whatever nutrients that you are taking could be from that water, could be from the food that you're taking. Because that water molecule has been broken down to 0.5, the transmission is quite faster and much more effective. 0.4. That's a basis. And we have how many minerals in there? About 13 minerals, which our bodies need. So that's why the Alkaline Cup will remain my number one product.
I feel like rushing out to get the Alkaline Cup, but I have one already. I have one already.
Wow.
And it removes toxins from the body. There are so many toxins in our bodies, like, we never even think about it, and which is going to take me to the second product. Because of the food that we take, other people are on chronic medication and drugs and even food or any other molecule, there are free radicals that remain. Now, the system of getting rid of the body ridding itself of the free radicals, it's antioxidant. So there are different sources of antioxidants, but not many of us are aware of that. We don't even eat food high in antioxidants. Now, Alkaline Cup has antioxidants. What that means is that it's able to get rid of the free radicals that are detrimental to our cells. Remember, we lose cells. Cells die because of these free radicals. People are aging inside because of these free radicals. We have young people who have diseases that they should not at that age.
Yeah.
But with the alkaline cup and free radicals, and antioxidants, it is able to get rid of those toxins and the free radicals that are detrimental to the survival and the lifespan of the body cells. Now, the next product will be the green tea. This is very, you should be taking green tea anyway.
Yeah.
So with green tea.
Okay.
So I take green tea as, remember I told you that my primary area of interest is preventative health care. Also helps rid the body of toxins. There's research that I did when I was looking at the ingredients of the Longreach green tea and just, other types of green tea in general. Now, there was a Japanese research that was done, and they compared men between the ages of 50 and 58 or 68. 10 years later, they followed up on these men. What they found was that those who drank, or was it 10 or 20? Sorry, I can't remember my facts correctly, but those who drank at least 2 cups of green tea daily, on average, lived 8 years longer than those who didn't. So that already tells you the benefits of green tea in your life. Mm-hmm. And lastly, the cordyceps militaris capsules. If anyone has heart problems, except if they have, they are on a blood thinner like warfarin. If somebody has heart problems, if somebody has sugar diabetes, if somebody has liver, lungs, and any other disease and ailments that you can think of, patients that have had chemo or those who have cancer, the cordyceps has anti-tumor properties, so slowing down the process of cancer development. When I started with Longreach, I had a benign lump, on my breast. I've had it for years and I didn't want to remove it. I didn't care about it. It was benign, so it didn't scare me. And I went for my mammogram. And when I went for my mammogram, it was like, okay, everything is fine. And I'm like, where's my lump? And the radiologist said, well, there is no lump. And I noticed that it was after I started taking the cordyceps. So it has really done wonders in my life. I recently went for a surgical procedure. I had to go for it for the second time. The first time I just went in and then I was out, but the consequences I suffered, but when I went the second time, I took cordyceps 2 weeks before I went for the procedure, and I took it again about 4 weeks after the procedure. No reinfection, nothing. The wound healed faster, and I was quite impressed. I didn't have any side effects, and I've also worked with a lot of patients, not patients, but Longreach members across the continent. And each time I recommend cordyceps, I always get good feedback. I've also worked, with patients, and every time I recommend cordyceps, I get good feedback from such. So that will be my third product for people who have, you can use it for preventative care, but it's too expensive. I always say, look, if you can take green tea and you don't have any health issues, your mental functioning, your brain function, your attention, and all of that, you can take, cordyceps militaris coffee. But if you have issues, rather leave the cordyceps capsule for when you have issues. And on that note, I really would like to encourage Longreach members, please, before you recommend cordyceps militaris capsules, make sure you understand what the problem is. I've had people who have recommended cordyceps militaris capsules for somebody who wants to lose weight. I mean, that's why people will say a product does not work, because you sold an ice to an Eskimo. So product understanding is extremely important in this business. Gone are the days when you can just give people information. It will come back and it will destroy your business because you're giving them product knowledge that does not work. It's actually not even product knowledge. It's just you're selling lies. Understand the product so that you can recommend the correct product to somebody who has health issues. So top product, alkaline cup, green tea, cordyceps militaris capsules.
Wow, wow, wow. I feel like we've had a mini product masterclass on just those 3 products. I've never heard the alkaline cup be broken down that way. I take the green tea every day. I didn't know why it was good for me. I just know I love the green tea. I mix mine with the brown tea and it's one of my favorites as well. I love my alkaline cup, but I just know that it's good for my body, but I didn't know the underlying science, the way you've broken it down. We talk about it because we know, obviously, the alkaline state is better for our body. You know, it makes our water less acidic, but the way you've broken it down, lots of feedback on the comments. People are saying, I'm going to go get the alkaline cup. Yes, go get the alkaline cup. It is fantastic, and I love my cup. Clara.
Amazing products, and those are you know, especially the green tea. I'm never without my green tea. I'm never without my alkaline cup wherever I go. So this is like so exciting to hear this. I got my husband the alkaline cup as well, and he's so faithful in using it, and he's been having lots of good testimonies about that. So thank you for breaking that down so well.
And to hear your testimony, and I was just going to say, and to hear her testimony about the cup, you know, 6 years in pain, that's not a joke. If you're in pain, you'll notice it. And, you know, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Even if you didn't get any other benefit from long reach, that alone, for me, it's like enough right there. And then to talk about the other issue, lump, benign or not benign, is still a lump there. And to use the you know, cordyceps and to get that breakthrough, that's just like, you know, a business that you bumped into accidentally. Can you imagine? I've used the cordyceps once and I've heard about it, you know. So, you know, product knowledge is so important. So I'm going to go dig even deeper. So thank you so much for sharing with us. We know you are the expert. We'll go and look for your videos on YouTube and on Facebook.
I was going to say, Dr. Lesego, it would be amazing to have you come and do a product masterclass with our team, something private and intimate, and we can just drink from your knowledge. It's amazing, honestly. I mean, the products sell themselves. I mean, we can't lie about that. And with that said, I want to, so let me go to SDVIV for a little bit, and I know SDVIV. You've done.
She's had 3 events today. I just want to show that, you know, this is like our 4th event, and I'm just going to show you guys for her to even be on here. You know, we don't even take you for granted. That's the one event, you know, that you've had to do today, 24th. Another event, and another one, this ours, and then this you speaking earlier today, and then you were on this as well. 4 events today. So thank you so much. We do really appreciate your time. We really feel loved and treasured.
She meant it when she said she would adopt us. We feel so special.
Yeah. For someone who's so busy, you have 500 people in your tree, and yet you are spending close to 2 hours with us. We don't even take it for granted. So thank you so much.
It is well. It is well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And with that said, I'm just going to ask you, SDVIV, that for the sake of people listening to us who may still be undecided in spite of having heard how amazing the products are, you know, financial freedom and all the things, how long reach can change the trajectory of your life and all of those things. What else would you, I mean, how else would you, what would you say to people who may still be undecided about the opportunity? Why should they take it seriously? What else can you add that perhaps will tip someone over and make them have that eureka moment and know that now is the time and Longreach is a company?
I will say, be like Dr. Lesego, you know, she joined immediately after I presented the business. With the little knowledge that I had about the product, she didn't waste time. She joined immediately and her life changed, you know. And one thing about Longreach, when I looked at the system, there's so many loopholes in the system.
Good loophole.
Many. There's
I was going to say positive loopholes for us to make money. That's what she means.
there are a lot of loopholes in the system, and I always say whoever designed the system, because I've designed systems for a very long time, whoever designed the system was hoping that we do not find any of these bugs. We call them bugs in IT language. They were hoping that we shouldn't. This system, it has been designed in such a way that anyone, and I mean anyone, this was my first network marketing, the same as Dr. Lesego. I've never done network marketing before. This was my first. So it has been designed in such a way that anyone, and I mean anyone, with a willing spirit and a willing attitude, they can benefit. It doesn't matter when you start. It's 4 years now, and it's 3 years for Dr. Lesego, it's 4 years for me. Nigeria, it's 10 years now.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it doesn't matter when you start. You can start today and you can achieve the same amount of success and even more. That's what I like about this system. It follows the nature of the chairman. You know, that every organization will always take after, you know, the persona of its leader. We have a chairman that is so selfless. And as a result, the system is designed based on his character. If you look at other network marketing, they're using what do we normally call a blanket approach. If they're saying a PV, it's like this in USA, it will be the same across the globe. It doesn't matter whether you are from a third world country or whatever, they do not care. But if you look at Longreach, the incentives are designed based on the culture, demographic, and the nature of each and every country. The incentives in South Africa are not the same as in Nigeria. They're not the same as Europe. You know, it's not the same. And you will never find that in any other network marketing company. You know, so it means they want everyone to win. It's not a win unless everyone wins.
Yeah.
And they mean it when they say better life and better future for all. It's because of how the system has been designed. And if you are looking for security, because I know professionals, they like security. So I'm going to talk to them. If you like security, and if you want residual income, and what do I mean by residual income? Earning forever, ever, 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 and ever, and ever. Then this is a platform for you. The reason why I said yes to Longreach, I was looking for a system that I know that is going to be my alpha and omega. You know, I didn't want to go to the next system and reintroduce myself. After Longreach, that is the end. And I know that even if I stop, I know that even if I stop recruiting, I will still earn. You understand that? Because with Longreach, that's something, there are loopholes. If I go and plant in Nigeria, as soon as that plant starts germinating in Nigeria, I will earn. Being in South Africa, where I've recruited or not.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? This is what we call residual income, where you can earn forever, ever without doing anything. There's a team with Dr. Lesego we've planted in Mombasa. This was planted 3 years ago. Recently, they've just signed a stockist. We've never been, we haven't been to Mombasa since 2018, but they recently, and because they are linked to us, we got paid for that. This is what I'm talking about. If you're looking for residual income, Longreach is for you. But if, I'm not getting younger, I will be 39 this year. And Dr. Lesego, I think you'll be 40. Therefore, I have no time of recruiting forever. I don't have that energy anymore. You understand that? Now, Longreach is a platform where you work harder in the beginning and
you close. Oh, beautiful.
That's what I was looking for, because really, I'm not young anymore. I don't have that energy of moving from one country to the next. And besides, that's not the life that I want, because that's not financial freedom. Then you are lying. I don't want the life where I'm forever busy with presentation. No, 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 no. Then you are lying when you're saying financial freedom, because that's a hard work that I don't want. Yes, I want to do it from the beginning, but it can't be forever. Now, I needed a system that will allow me to work hard in the beginning and cruise. Longreach is the only system that will allow you. Other system, listen, you can quote me and I can give you your money back if I'm lying. There is no other system that has this, and this is the loophole. And this is what makes Longreach different from other systems. This is an analyst speaking, and I'm not guessing. This is the loophole for the system. You can recruit now and relax after a year. Make sure that you plant the right people. And as soon as they start working, they will activate your leg. And Longreach is the only system that, whereas with other network, if you do not recruit, if you do not sponsor, or if you do not pay ridiculous maintenance, you're not gonna get paid. So other systems, they're forcing you to work forever, ever, 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 ever. But with Longreach, it's not like that. You work harder in the beginning and you cruise. And I have proven that I'm no longer doing presentations as I used to, but I'm still getting paid every week. All I need to do is to check up on my leaders and build leaders and raise leaders. That's all. I don't have to sponsor anyone now, but I'll get paid next week. I'll get paid next month. And you'll never find it with any other network. So please, if you haven't joined, I don't know what else you're looking for. Absolutely. I don't know. But there is a platform where anyone, you don't have to be a guru in network marketing. Okay? You don't have to have 10x. We have had them. I mean, there was a time we went to presentation, people, they like threatening, they like threatening people who I knew. I've got 10 years. No, no, no. It doesn't work in Longreach. You don't have to have 10 years experience in network marketing. All you need is a coachable spirit, a willing heart. Then anyone here can survive. If this was another network, I don't think the likes of me or Dr. Lesego would have survived. Because in those other networks, you need to personally sponsor your own people, keep on recruiting all the time. And what happens, your other schedule, I mean, she's got her own business that is doing well. I don't think she would have been able to manage to do that. I'm able to do Longreach and still pursue a PhD, which is hard work on its own. But there's other networks you can't, you need to choose, because it requires you to be constantly on your toes, constantly recruiting. Whereas with Longreach is not the same. And it's because of how the system has been designed. It has been designed by a person who really cares about the development of African. That's why our PV, they will differ from country to country. If the economy of that country is struggling, their system will be designed to suit them. Where have you seen that? That is so true. Where have you seen that?
Longreach or nothing.
Show me a network. Show me a network marketing company that is willing to change or to tweak its compensation plan to suit a country. Show me that. Then we'll talk, we'll have another topic. But until then, Longreach remains the best. Because many network marketing companies, they came to Africa, but they failed to adjust to our standards.
That's true.
They were imposing who they are unto us. But Longreach, they came and said, let's reason together. You understand? That's the only network. The rest, if it's a whatever PV in Europe, to hell with Africans, you need to adjust according to them.
Wow.
So do you see why I'm passionate about Longreach and why I will always say Longreach or nothing? It's
yes, right.
Yes, that's why I'm saying Longreach or nothing, because I've seen, especially when you are in Africa, I've seen how they've tried so hard to meet us halfway as Africans.
Wow.
It's really amazing.
Joyce, anything to top up with that? I'm just
No,
really here to
all I
hear.
can say is
So
long
good.
reach or nothing. And I'm so glad to be in it. Which company gives you passive income? You've only been doing this business for 4 years. Dr. Lesego, I'm sure it's just under 3 years. You joined in 2018. Already, you're talking massive weekly passive income. You have toys like a Porsche, like a G-Wagon. You have 13 properties. You have the 2
You have the
vans.
foundation.
4 years, and you don't have to actively go out there to.
Joyce, may I please? This is a good place for me to share my, I'm not sure what to call it, testimony, right? Because I've worked for the company that I work for. I'm in investment management, and I've worked for the company that I've worked for about 10 years. Last year, November, made it 10 years, and I got given a long service award in the form of a Rolex wristwatch. 10 years for a Rolex wristwatch. As the Viv can probably buy several Rolex wristwatches. I'm not knocking it. I'm grateful to have a job and all of that, but not for much longer because I am gradually working my way out. It's about being intentional in life. You've got to want more for your children than you yourself have. You've got to be intentional about where you want to go. So that's why I'm on this journey. That's part of my why. So imagine that I worked for a company for 10 years and I got gifted a Rolex wristwatch. And then somebody gives 4 years of their time partnering with a global manufacturing company, and suddenly all of their prayers are answered. In fact, all of the prayers of everybody around them, their kids, their kin, generations unborn, everybody is sorted. Girlfriend, that's the kind of dream that I have. I have big, hairy, audacious dreams. And I know that long reach is the way to go for me to be able to supersize everything that I'm already doing. So thank you for sharing that. You've got me going. I totally resonate.
And I'm so proud, in closure, I'm so proud of you. I'm gonna hand over to Dr. Lesego. I'm really proud of what you and Clara are doing. I'm inspired. I don't know about you, Dr. So, but I'm also inspired. When I look at this, I hope my teams, they've joined this meeting, and I wish this could be seen by many people because this is inspiring. This is encouraging, and you guys are making, you know, you value your people. You came here prepared. I had to cancel Dr. Lesego from attending 2 of the meetings. We were supposed to go to those meetings because she told me this morning that you guys gave the questions prior, you know, that you were looking for. So for me, it says you simply care about your prospects. You care about this, and you are treating these meetings as a profession, which is good. Yes. And that's my prayer, that both of you should benefit greatly from this platform. That's how we started. That's how we started. We started with presentations nonstop. And for many, it looked like we were wasting time. But let me tell you, the seed was planted. And what you are doing tonight, you might not get the results tomorrow, but you'll get it next week, next month. Do you understand? It's the preparation. And that's why I'm still doing presentations even today. But I know that I'm not gonna get the PVs today, but next month or 2 weeks later, I will start seeing the results. So we do not stop prospecting and we do not stop planting. Because what we're doing today, we know that in the next, remember, you need to remember my example, work hard in the beginning. Yeah. That's what you need to do. And never feel that you're not getting anywhere, because that's what we did. It was work hard in the beginning. Today, I'm able to choose which presentations to attend and which one not to. And if you see Vivian doing presentations, it's because I'm supporting my leaders. Not that I have to do presentations now. It's support, like what we're doing here. We are supporting you, and we have reached a point where it's no longer about where are you in our team or what, but we are simply pushing or advocating for the importance of network marketing, because we have seen what it has done in our life. All I had to do was to call Dr. Lesego. Actually, she didn't even know about this meeting. I said to her, just prepare. Just prepare.
That's amazing. Just amazing.
And she was like, which one? Which one must I prepare? Cancel the physical. Prepare for the one on Zoom. And I said, they will call you And when you were looking for her numbers, I was all over the place, but I knew that I had a good student in her. She will get ready for this.
She's
But
amazing.
what we are committed in ensuring that everyone benefits and everyone gets to where we are. Why? We believe in this platform. If this was a joke, or if we didn't benefit, or if we were lying, we won't be here.
Yes, the passion will be there.
No, the passion is because we have seen the results. Listen, 13 properties, and I'm not talking about just ordinary properties here.
I know.
It's in estate, gated estate. 13, and all of them, there's no bond, there's no mortgage. It's not a child's play. When I was full-time employed for 10 years, I only had one.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
I only had one. And that 13, it excludes where I'm staying. I'm not counting this one because this one, I'm not making money out of it. I'm not making money. I'm losing money, in fact. The 13 that I'm counting is the one where I'm generating an income.
Income, yes. Exactly.
And we just bought farm. I'm not a farmer, but I'll learn.
Yeah, you're gonna let it. You're gonna let it work.
You can do anything. When you have that freedom, you can do anything. And that is the power of just, it is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing.
And you think we can come here and play?
Exactly.
Over to you, Dr. LESEGO. Thank you.
Yes, Dr. LESEGO, over to you. We'd like to hear from you. There's 2 questions actually, and I feel so guilty because we're out of time, but at least I want you to, because the particular person has been asking about this particular question. So as you close, please just quickly, they want to know what to take for stroke, I think, because you mentioned they want to pick your brains. I'll mention something, but they're keen to hear from you as well. And then we can wrap up with you, because I know we're out of time. Thank you both so much. This is like, for me, I feel so honored, privileged, inspired, everything.
Sorry, I'm not sure if I had your question. You were asking for something that they can use.
For somebody is asking this question repeatedly. Yes, what product can you recommend for stroke?
Yeah, I did respond on the group chat, but remember, stroke is caused by, it can be a high blood pressure, it can be an embolism or cholesterol, can be stress. There are different causes of stroke. And if someone has had a stroke for the first time, chances of getting a second stroke are higher. And in terms of preventing another stroke, you have to first identify what the cause of the initial stroke was. If it was hypertension, make sure that you take care of it. Brown tea. If you know anyone who has hypertension, make sure that they get brown tea. So if somebody has had a stroke because of hypertension, they obviously have to take brown tea. If they had a stroke because of cholesterol, brown tea again. Not forgetting the alkaline cup. If someone, because of stroke, they have, speech problems, they have, issues with walking. Remember, after stroke, the process that starts is rehabilitation. So they need to go and get rehabilitation. And with rehabilitation, it's basically all about teaching the brain how to perform the function that it has lost. There's something that we call neuroplasticity. So once somebody has had a stroke, what stroke does is, there is an interruption in the flow of blood to different parts of the brain. So because of that, in children under the age of 6, they have got better neuroplasticity. That means that the brain is able to create another pathway of performing the function that it has lost. In adults, after the age of 6, it diminishes. So that means they need to go for rehabilitation where they are taught how to do certain things. So if there are physical issues, they need to go and see a physiotherapist. If there are speech issues, they need to go and see a speech therapist. From Longreach, berry oil, brown tea, and alkaline cup. If there are, they have got, pains, maybe of lack of mobility, arthro does help, and they can also take cordyceps. But then again, like I say, I always leave, these things for when there are major issues. So try and manage the cause of stroke so that you can prevent the second one from happening. I hope that helps. As I close,
very helpful. Very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. As I close, so this will be my last slide, or is my last slide rather. To any one of you, every one of you rather, you are where you need to be in life. We often get told that where we are is a decision of, it's a decision, it's a combination of the decisions that we have made previously. Some decisions we have made, but some decisions were made by life, So you are where you need to be in life. And that's what I learned through my journey in Longreach. When I was failing in what I had intended to do, in the plans that I have made, in the decisions that I have made, and I met Longreach, I realized that I was where I needed to be. If I wasn't there, I would not have accepted Longreach. I would have possibly rejected it because of who I was at the time. Life presents us with endless opportunities. Longreach was introduced to me as an opportunity. I was not told I was going to make money and lots of money, but I was told here's an opportunity for you to change your life. Here's an opportunity for you to experience what financial freedom is. Financial freedom for me was having enough savings, and enough savings could have been having, 10,000 rands in a savings account, accumulating it to about 100,000 rands a year. But I grabbed that opportunity and maximized that opportunity. Mm-hmm. We have all been given an opportunity. There are people who are not yet members. This opportunity is being presented to you. Grab it with both hands, understand it, carve your own way to success through this Longreach business. And sometimes you have to create your own opportunity. If you look around, learn to constantly create your own opportunities. And that I mean in business. If there is no leader who's doing a presentation where you are, grab that as an opportunity in business in an area where you are. I can never emphasize this more than I have. Maximally, but they don't maximize it. Maximizing means that you're putting in all your effort. Let it be that you failed because, it wasn't the time, but although I have got a different belief about that, but maximize it. If you need to go and introduce the opportunity, go and introduce it. If you need to do and attend presentations, do all of that. And lastly, for every opportunity, there is a cost. For those that are in economics, call it an opportunity cost, or even in business. So that means for every opportunity, there's going to be a cost. There's going to be something that you're going to lose. The most important thing that you have to do is to find the balance between the two. Often people forgo a certain opportunity because they think the cost of pursuing that opportunity is greater. I could have looked at the Longreach opportunity and figured the cost of pursuing Longreach is greater than losing the business. But I learned to strike a balance between pursuing the Longreach opportunity and the cost that came with it. And there were many costs. Losing family time, losing time to build my business.
Is it my side?
But if I do Longreach, I can't, spend time with my husband and my children. If I do Longreach, then it costs a lot on, if I do this, I'm going to lose this. Strike a balance between the two. Rather pursue the two. And that's exactly what I did. I always try to strike a balance between the two so that I can lower the cost or the opportunity cost. And to all of you, I wish you a successful journey. Again, join masterclass. I promise I'll try to honor it. Sometimes I'm unable to honor invitations because of my busy schedule, but I'm going to try and honor it This is what I'm passionate about. This has been my purpose, and is still my purpose in Longreach, to empower people about product knowledge. When people know better, they do better.
Absolutely.
On that note, I thank you, everyone.
Oh my God. Please, I want to see some fire emojis, some 111, some hearts, and just the whole shebang, because this has been so much fun. Oh my God, thank you so much. Dr. Letoya, you threw it out of the park right there. Thank you so much. Thank you. There is a cost to everything. You paid the price, you worked hard, and you're reaping the rewards, and you're just getting started. You're still on the journey, and success is not, it's a journey, it's not a destination. Thank you so much for sharing your heart with us, for even agreeing to come back for a masterclass at a future date. Who are we that you'll be mindful of us? Thank you so much. As the Viv, we love you. And of course, we love
I saw my Appy here. I saw our father in the business.
I saw him. Thank you for
still here.
As
the Sean.
I saw him.
That's our daddy. Yeah, that's our daddy.
My God, I have an event with him coming up soon. In 2 weeks' time, we'll have
that's a man that's a man that groomed us, and that's a man that presented to Dr. LESEGO when he was a Diamond 2. That's a man that gave birth to Southern Hemisphere with Pastor Pam.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Pastor Pam is here as well. I just want to acknowledge them, because these are my parents in the business. I hope they hear Pastor Pam and Mama UK.
Wow.
So that is our tree.
One of my sons, this business is amazing.
It's amazing. That's my family. And I saw one of my star directors, I'm not sure if he's still here, from Mozambique, Romana. I saw my team as well. I love you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And I saw Dr. LESEGO, your team as well, from Mombasa. They were all here. I can't quote all of you, but it was truly an honor to see our daddy logging in. I hope. Yeah, Romana is still there. He says, I'm still here.
Hi, Romana.
Say something. Let me see if I can make you a co-host.
Yes, Romana.
If SD LESEGO stops sharing her screen, we can have everyone's face showing.
Yes, Romana is Romana, she's in charge of Angola market and Mozambique. So the entire Angola and Mozambique is under her. Yeah, so I thought she's here as well.
Truly global.
It is
truly amazing. We've had a phenomenal time. Thank you all so much for coming to support us, for coming to pour and sow into us. And we pray that, as you pour into us today, you reap a bountiful harvest, that, favor, open heavens, you continue to experience for your business and your family. Thank you all so much for all the SDs that popped in to also say hello, even though you didn't say hello, verbally, but you were here to support, us. So we say thank you all so much. Our partners who've heard this, it is totally doable. If you're a professional, then this business is for you. You're in the right place at the right time. Just come along. We're going to show you what we know, and we'll have other people who are further along to also help you to achieve your goals and dreams. You just need to you need to have a willing heart. You need to give it a good go. Go all out. I've gone all out for Longreach, and I will continue to build until I get there. It's a journey. Clara.
Guys, if you are still, in fact, I don't believe that anybody should be on the fence after this. It is totally doable. As Joyce said, it is an amazing opportunity. You get to meet fantastic people. I've had business partners who are now turning into family. My life is richer. I've learned so much in terms of skills building, team building, leadership, mentorship, so many things. I'm being mentored by people. I'm mentoring people. It is amazing. It's a great place to be. If you are interested in personal brilliance, if you are interested in becoming a better version of yourself, you're interested in legacy, you're interested in true freedom, because true freedom is not sitting down and working to put money in one person's pocket. It's not sitting down and just being a prisoner of your job or your business. It's being able to have choices and alternatives and do exactly what nurtures your soul and your spirit. because we have a finite time on this earth and we have to make the best of it. I'm so excited to be part of this long read journey. And here's what I want to say. Perhaps you were invited to join us on this event today by somebody. That person's done you a favor. Please look in on them and say thank you. Beyond that, ask them how you can get on board. Trust me, look, I'm looking you in the eye, saying this with all the passion and all the earnestness that I can muster. Get on board now. Remember, there is no registration fee. You're not required to pay a registration fee with Longreach. You only buy products of your choice when you need them. Buy what you need when you need them. There's no auto ship. You buy what you need when you need them, and that's it. You are in business. The rest, we will show you. We have systems and structures. So you want to get on board, and you want to get on board now. And that's my bit. I think it's a good place to drop the mic. These two ladies have done an amazing job.
Yeah. Dr. LESEGO, it was lovely meeting you earlier, and you've been absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait to have you for a master class on the products, because as you were talking, I was like, oh my goodness, this is a whole new level right there. So thank you so much for your time. We appreciate the connection through SDV. We got to meet you, and now you're one of us as well. Hope you adopt us.
Hey, we're your neighbors. We're coming to South Africa, so it's going to be a girls' party.
Exactly. Post-COVID, we have a standing invite to come to. I can't wait to be in your house, SDB. Remember, you invited us on camera last time.
You can just choose where you want to sleep.
We are neighbors, by the way.
Oh,
we are
wow.
neighbors, by the way, so you can choose.
One night there, one night there.
Yeah.
Amazing. I can't wait to meet you both in person, really. I'm sure we'll have a fantastic time. Good night, everybody. I know time is fast spent. My friends, I'm going outdoors to mingle and have some barbecue and have fun. Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Essie.
Good night. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Well done to you.
Bye.
Good night,
Good night,
everyone.
everyone. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 Love you.